You are listening to a ZTOTV podcast. You can find all our shows on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify or wherever you listen to podcast entertainment simply by searching ZTOTV. Thanks for listening and don't forget to rate and review because it really helps us out.
Alright everyone, welcome to the show. This is Exploder. My name is Dan and I'm here with some special guests. Of course, Jake Hill. Yes.
Got me on the show finally.
Finally on the show. And Kevun Ezee from Cursive Zee, Letitgo, a local musician, and also an avid wrestling fan. That's why we have him on. In this episode, I wanted to talk about something that, since we are in a record store, I thought it'd be fitting that this time around we would talk about more of a particular topic, and we would talk about the role of music in wrestling. So,
fair enough.
Oddly enough, in wrestling, it started in the carnivals in like the late 1800s, but there was really no music involved until the 1950s. And then you had things like Gorgeous George came out to Pomp and Circumstance, which was used eventually by Macho Man Randy Savage, famously, which is great because it's public domain, so you can do it whatever.
And it's one of those things like I think with him, both of them, if they didn't have music, their gimmicks would have looked dumb. Like if you come out with just robes and everything on, and you don't have something, you look like a drunk uncle.
Yeah, and Gorgeous George needed that because he did. I mean, he had the hair primped up and all this stuff. So that was really, and it was one of the first ones to actually use it, and it worked because. But at the time, I mean, and even then about wrestling, it wasn't even common until the 80s. I mean, the first guy to talk about, like in the modern era, we're talking about was Sergeant Slaughter. We had the Marine Corps hymn, and that was like the first thing, and that was one of the first ones. But then it didn't become big until the 80s. We're talking about Freebirds,
right?
I
can remember when I first started watching wrestling, I was watching AWA.
Yeah.
Nice. And they didn't have
music. You just had dudes walked out to the ring I'm ready to whoop some ass.
Yeah. Half the time it looked like you get the crowd shot as the guy ran to the ring.
Yeah. But to be fair, it was a time where I think the Crusher would try to kill you if you turned your music on. Like if there was someone in the crowd with a record player, he would jump the rail and kill them. Like music was the opposite of what. So but it was very old school. Yeah, you're right. AWA is very old school, so they weren't going to do that. But in the 80s, the Freebirds, Junkyard Dog, and of course Hulk Hogan.
Of course.
I mean,
that was what started. Real American. That was the big. And before that, I'll do a little brief trivia over here. Do you know his song before Real American? What song he used to go to the ring in the WWF before Real American?
Oh, son of a bitch.
I think you want to know. I just thought of this, but it's really interesting.
No, I actually can't remember.
No, I'll get to that. That was actually one of the album names.
The Star Spangled Banner?
He had to tone it down a bit. No! He came to the ring to Eye of the Tiger.
Oh,
holy hell!
Yeah,
because of the Rocky movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He was in the Rocky.
Thunder Lips. Yeah, so he came to the Eye of the Tiger, and then they had a guy named Rick Derringer.
Yeah, Rick
Derringer.
But I heard he didn't even really sing the song.
I don't think he sang it. He produced it, though.
The version he supposedly did, but one of the guys who helped write it or whatever, recorded it, whatever, he's the one guy.
Yeah. Well, Rick Derringer, I was doing some research on him. Rick Derringer, he did 2 songs for them. One was the Demolition theme, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's quite a great one.
Yeah. And the other one was Real American, but it wasn't originally for Hulk Hogan. It was originally for Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham. They were called the USA Express. And for whatever reason, they gave it to Hogan, and that became his theme. And that was his theme from the time they introduced it, which was about, I think, 86, 87, literally up until he left. That was his theme until like 93 when he left the first time. That was the longevity of this thing, and it was produced by them, but it was an in-house thing. And that was the big difference, was you had the guys producing music in-house, and then you had the people using actual music. Mm-hmm. And that was the difference. And so...
What does he use? What does he use now?
Here's his Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah,
is that what it?
Yeah, he licensed the Jimi Hendrix thing. Oh yeah.
My God.
Okay, here we go. I was looking for these earlier. I found some others. We're talking about the 80s.
I'm only here to help.
At Gromy CDs and tapes, I'm going to go through all of them now because I found a couple more before this. That is Gromy. He's just here to help. But I found some other ones.
Always here to help.
I found some others. Okay. These are, WWF was one putting out these albums. They put them out over the years. All of these are available to buy and for very good prices at Gromy CDs and tapes, Rob Avenue.
Does one of these have Hulkster in Heaven? Because
I think the Hulk Hogan album did. I don't think this one. This is
Real American.
Okay, this is the one. This is Pile
I feel like I just had one of those moments like that they talk about on the internet, where you're like, you always thought that it was the same song. Then like where people are like, oh, the guy from Monopoly had a monocle. And then you find out you're like, yeah. Like I'm sitting here like, motherfucker, I always thought every time he's come down, like they just took out the word.
Okay, this is Pile Driver, the wrestling album 2. This is available for here. This is a 2 LP set, wrestling album, and Pile Driver, which is the name of the second album.
How much should Mouth of the South do on this?
Jimmy Hart actually is originally started with the Gentrys, and they're the one Keep On Dancing. 1965, Keep On Dancing. That's where he started, and then he eventually ended up in Memphis, and then he produced it. So he produced this. He produced the Hulk Hogan album in 1995, the one that has Hulkster in heaven. Right. He was actually in the band. But this first one,
with Hulkster playing bass.
Yeah, exactly. He had to play bass because he used to be a rock star. This on the back. This is indicative of what it was. Actually includes USA Express, Mike Rotunda, and Barry Windham. Paul Orndorff,
the one who should have been making money all these years off of it.
Who is
what a dick?
Paul Orndorff is flexing in front of the drum set, playing it in the worst way possible. George Animal Steel has looks like a weird saxophone.
He later ate it.
Greg the Hammer Valentine does not like the music, which seems about right. Missing Link is behind him, pulling out his own hair. Bob Orton Jr. still has that damn cast on. Had it on for like 5 years. I don't know who's playing the saxophone there. It's a profile. I don't know. I think it's Cousin Elmer? Uncle Elmer? Uncle Elmer, one of the worst wrestlers of all time, is just standing there, being a hillbilly. And there's a couple other people that I don't recognize playing instruments. And of course, while they have this picture, they have Hulk Hogan just sort of sitting there in set on his own.
Because he didn't want to show up the day of filming.
Yeah, so these are the two. Now, these are the albums that used to come out there.
Spending that Thunderlips money.
That's spending that Thunderlips money.
I was thinking steroid money.
This is WrestleMania, the album.
He was at court.
WrestleMania, the album, which is one of the 80s records. Now, this one includes a song called The Man in Black. Now, this is not the Johnny Cash song. It is not even approaching it. It's not even approaching a good song. I've heard this song. It is the most un-Undertaker song you've ever heard in your life.
The most powerful entity in the World Wrestling Federation. Slam Jam Death.
But it's supposed to be for The Undertaker, which makes no damn sense. So, that one, it was not like released.
I don't know why I felt like that was going to be like a honky-tonk man song. Yeah. They always said Undertaker, I was like, I don't make no sense at all.
And the thing was, they re-released this, because remember when this came out, it came out in like 85 or 86. Well, they weren't on CD. This was re-released in 1999. They re-released this piece of crap. And I know the Man in Black song because I heard that on another album they did where they needed to re-release this damn song.
Jesus
It's awful. And of course they had the WF the Music. They did 5 of these. That's volume 4.
Is that the one with the DX on it?
It's got Chris Jericho's Breakdown the
Wall.
Right. One of my favorite.
Let's go on this. I gotta say this before we get too far.
Yeah.
Best music ever right now. Right now, I'd say.
Right now?
Yeah, best theme song. Because I'm going to say you're wrong.
Yeah, probably.
It's Chris Jericho, Judas.
Yes.
Yeah,
because I agree. When you are man enough to make your own rock song that's on the radio, and you can come out to it like
your theme. That's not bad. God. Not bad.
He is the man.
I do love the one thing I love about this CD is how.
Oh yeah, there we go. He's got the Jericho shirt.
It goes from like a good song, a shitty song, a good song, a shitty song. But these are the first 5 here. Okay, ready? Boy. Break Down the Wall, Chris Jericho.
Right. Good song.
Dude. The Big Show's theme song.
That was awful.
That's
Here's
the Big Show.
That's pretty much the whole song. Yes.
2. The Corporation's No Chance in Hell.
Oh, okay.
I love that one.
That was
That's a great one.
good.
If I play like WrestleMania 2000,
Yeah.
that's the one I use.
That was
Now,
that was
are you ready for
pay-per-view. That was for a pay-per-view.
What
And they used
out
it. That's good.
of all the wonderful, Attitude Era songs,
Oh,
if
boy.
you were listening to a CD that you could put right after No Chance in Hell, what do you think the next song on this list
Yeah,
is?
be the right
money,
answer.
money, money, money.
No?
No, that one they weren't even using that yet.
Oh,
You ready for this?
it was
It
like
is the
2000.
theme song
Yeah.
for Sexual
Oh
Chocolate.
my God.
Mark Henry.
Oh my God.
Then you got Mankind.
That's how I got made.
Great one.
Yeah.
Stone Cold's Oh Hell Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird one because they instead of putting on his actual theme, which I think they did the one before it, they did another song that he never used. It was just
You actually had all these, didn't you?
I had most of them. Yes, I did.
I had this one.
I did. I had everything. Yes, I had 1 through 5. I had 2 through 5. And yes, I had this shit. And some of them were good, and some of them were just god awful. And I'll admit that.
They literally went from like, here's our main event, here's our fucking mid card, because it goes D'Lo Brown,
Okay.
Christian, Mr. Ass,
Mr.
I'm an
Ass,
ass man.
That
Undertaker, Triple H, Edge, The Rock. They literally put their mid card in the middle. They put their mid card in the middle of the scene.
Can we talk a second about the Mr. Ass song? Can we talk about
Too much has already been said. You said the word Mr. Ass.
Yeah, the song itself was too much. It was all about asses, and it made me question a lot of things about him. I'm not gonna lie. You love to kiss him and kick him and stick him. I don't know what he was doing, but someone should have called the cops halfway through that song.
I'll pick a number 2 best song.
Okay. Okay.
It's a tie between all the stuff that HHH puts out for his music.
Okay.
Motorhead.
Motorhead.
Yeah,
But
Motorhead.
not 1,
bad.
not 2,
Yep.
but 3, right?
Well,
3,
when you're
yeah,
writing the
Evolution.
fucking check, it's easier to get the better song.
Hold on. Did you guys happen to
And
see
he,
the
and
one?
he got to help put him in the Hall of Fame or whatever.
Did you happen to see
fuck
the
yeah,
one where
he deserved
Motorhead did the King of Kings,
Yeah.
and Lemmy forgot the lyrics?
Bow down?
So
Bow
he
down?
just bow down. He's playing it live, and they're like, "That is not." And everyone's like, "That's not the song." I don't know what he's singing it, and that's fine, but that ain't the song he's supposed to be singing. Tune's good, not the right words. It's not, and you're like, "What is this song?" You're like, "Yeah, it is," but I'm going to sing a whole different song. I don't care.
And in his
He did not
defense,
care.
you only normally hear the first like minute and a half of the song, so he's like, nobody fucking cares about the. But after a minute and a half,
It's like
after
the intro.
Triple H does the.
But the intro, you
Thank-
can do whatever
nobody
you
gives
want.
a shit.
But you can do whatever you want on the intro. That's not the issue. It was when it came to the actual lyrics of the song. Not even close. It was not even approaching the right song.
Maybe it was the secret second verse.
Yeah, it might have been.
Never released. You know?
Oh, my God.
I know. As far as a musician, we are always doing that. Every performance, we change shit up. Like
Yeah, I think he did here.
As a comedian, I do that because people never know what the fuck my punchline is.
Like I said,
It's beautiful.
Like I said, speaking of studio-produced crap, 1995 was the Hulk Hogan album, which included such great songs. I listed them out because these are awful.
They are.
It was produced by Terry G. Bollea, which is Hulk Hogan's real name,
yeah.
Jimmy Hart, and a guy
course.
named John J. McGuire. It includes songs like Hulkster's in the House,
Yep.
real title, Hulkster's Back, don't know where he went,
All right.
the Wrestling Boot Traveling Band,
Yep, that was a great one.
I Want to Be a Hulkamaniac,
Yeah.
Hulk's the One, Hulk Rules, and of course, Hulkster in Heaven. These are songs he put on a CD that people bought.
On the flip side of that, let's go with Macho Man's album. Macho
I wasn't even
Be a
a
Man, Hulk.
Be a Man.
Be a Man is a badass rap album.
It is.
Oh my god.
It is.
It is. It really is. I do love Macho Man's rap album.
It was great.
It is a unknown classic. As I love that shit.
He
Yeah.
Be a man. Listen,
Oh yeah.
I have never done drugs in my life. I've never done a drug. I've never anything.
Well, I've done them all for you.
I was like,
You've been
wait.
covering the slack, and I thank you. But I've never. But nothing prepared me. Nothing could prepare me to hear Macho Man Randy Savage wearing all black, calling out Hulk Hogan years later in his rap album. I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared for any of those words. Like,
It is probably. What's really bad is he didn't really come out to it.
You a
That's
son of
the
a
only
bitch.
bad thing
Oh,
about it. Yeah. Me and Gromy were talking about
I really feel
John
like
Cena's rap album.
John Cena, yeah.
Which, Bad Man.
Yeah, that was not a bad song.
Yeah.
I will give him full credit.
I would have loved him coming out to that for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So that,
better than the trumpet shit. Oh,
Can
can
I say one thing? I feel like Eminem lost the chance to have Macho Man be in 8 Mile. Just as one of the lower rap battles. That would be great. Eminem versus Macho Man in a rap battle.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hell yeah.
I will take him in Spider-Man. But could you imagine a scenario in which Marshall Mathers had to face off against the Macho Man Randy Savage? I don't care if it's a street fight, a rap battle. I don't care if it's a hot dog eating contest. There is nothing that would not make that ridiculous. Not one thing.
Oh yeah,
Well,
white
be
man.
Slim
I'm gonna send you back
Slim
across
Jimmy
8 Mile.
contest. Nothing would not make that ridiculous.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna send you across about
Now,
8
I'll tell you
Mile.
another bad rap album.
Oh god.
WCW's one that they came out with when it had Metallica
Mayhem.
on it. I think it was
Mayhem. Yeah, they got
And had,
ICP in the
Yep.
milquetoast song they ever
And
created.
it had
Megadeth.
the Wolfpack.
What?
Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack.
Yeah, the
My
Wolfpack.
friend
The
don't
fucking
pay
red
my
and black,
back.
baby. Hey, this dude knows what's up.
They had, but then they had Megadeth
Yep.
doing
Crush
Crush,
'Em.
which they changed Goldberg's theme just for that album,
album, yep.
which made no damn sense because it was like it's nothing wrong with Megadeth, but
Yeah, it was Megadeth.
it was Goldberg. It's not the right. But that really does the transition here. Is the difference with I started watching wrestling in 1992. I was about 8 years old. First match I ever saw involved the Nasty Boys. That tells you where I'm at. Yeah,
he kept watching.
And I kept watching.
Yeah.
But I was so used to the Jim Johnston studio produced stuff, and that's a mixed bag. But then what really changed my perception was in 1997. I came in a little late, but in 1997 I started watching ECW. And ECW, because of budgetary constraints, they started using real music.
Right.
So the Sandman came to the
Enter
ring.
the Sandman, baby.
Tommy Dreamer had Man in the Box by Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
I love the one Shane Douglas used to come to
Yep.
Perfect Strangers by Deep Purple. Stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And it was necessary because they didn't have money to produce all this stuff. But then they end up coming
Paul Heyman couldn't do it in his basement.
So who would you say has the best, not like regular band song from that scene? Like, obviously, CM Punk's pretty famous.
CM
for
Punk, called for Night, which he used twice.
Yeah.
He used for WWE, and he actually used it in Ring of Honor years
Yes.
ago. It's a great song.
Which is how when they brought it to WWE,
I'll put a new
that's
one
what
on
made
here.
people go, "Oh
Just
my
because-
god, it's him!"
Just because I like him is Darby Allin because I'm
Darby
Yes.
Allin, yeah.
He comes out to AFI.
Okay, all right.
I hope you suffer.
Okay.
Which I love that song anyway, so I have to put him on there.
Yeah.
Let's see who else is kind
Well, I guess technically wouldn't Fozzie's Judas be technically
It
considered?
is. I mean,
Yeah,
it is.
it is
Jericho
totally,
is
yeah.
his own thing, so yeah, kind of.
But it's I mean
It's his, you know. but that was the transition. When you saw ECW, that was the transition between that. And then what WWE was
and he had the best wrestling album in the first place. Because let me I don't remember if you guys know or not the whole Fozzy first album. Do you remember?
Yeah, I
when it came
remember
out?
it. I remember when they first
Do you remember
got
the
together.
gimmick behind it?
Well, they were the fake band.
No,
Mongoose McQueen. that
yeah,
bullshit.
but
Yeah.
he got stuck because they got stuck in Japan.
Yeah.
And people ripped off all their music. So it wasn't a covers album like it sounded like. You know,
Okay.
it wasn't Ozzy
Oh,
Osbourne
yeah,
song.
yeah.
It was Mongoose's songs that
Yeah,
Ozzy stole.
Yeah, they stole from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was Jericho said that in his book. He was talking about that when he first started the band. The whole idea was that it was supposed to be like this, almost like it was supposed to be like
Fake band. Like,
Well, yeah, they were a real band, but it was like God, what's this? Spinal Tap.
Yeah, like a
It was supposed to
parody.
be like that.
Yeah, I
and
guess
they
that's
didn't
what-
get serious at first because the band used to be called Stuck Mojo.
Yep.
The rest of
well,
them.
no, it is Stuck Mojo.
Well, yeah,
with
Stuck
Jericho.
Mojo with Jericho,
Yeah.
but they became Fozzy. But because I remember they actually did some songs for WCW,
Right.
back in the day, and that's where they met and all that stuff. So, but they were originally supposed to be like a parody band almost.
Yeah.
But they, and
Until
then
the second album.
then they
came
started
out with
taking it
2
seriously.
originals on that one.
and then this guy's taking time
Which,
between wrestling and touring with the band
Yeah.
and hosting TV shows
He's
and
awesome.
doing a podcast.
Jericho is a legend.
Yeah.
he literally
I'll
has
put
done-
another awesome song on here, and it's not by a band,
Okay.
but I can't live in this town and not say, what does everybody want?
Oh my god!
What does everybody need?
Dude, here's the,
Ow,
here's the
fucking
thing.
snow.
Here's the thing about that. When he went to ECW, when he started doing the head gimmick, he was using "Breathe" by Prodigy.
Right.
And that was one thing ECW was known for. I had never heard some of these bands until I heard them in ECW.
Right.
And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the biggest Prodigy fan. I'm not going to say that because they had the, but they actually.
They're
I
not
do-
classic rock. 'cause
Fat
he's
of the
dead,
Land.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Fat of the Land. I do have that album, and there's a couple tracks that aren't bad.
I
They're
thought
not
they
the
only
greatest
had
in the world, but they're
Firestarter.
not bad. Like there was a couple. There was the one that got them kicked out of Walmart. Well, MTV. It was a Smack My Bitch Up.
Oh, yeah.
That was a whole...
So
That got them kicked off MTV. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not saying
that was back when MTV actually had music and kicked you off for it.
They should have been way awful. They were better than they should have been. Let's put it that way. But, I mean, that was the thing. Like, a lot of the stuff, when I first heard...
When they gave us Jersey Shore.
A lot of stuff, like, the first album ECW did was called Extreme Music.
Yep.
And in Extreme Music, they did stuff like... They did covers, but they did covers by other bands. So they did, like, Phantom Lord. They did covered by Anthrax. And they had an Inner Sandman done by Motorhead, which is creepy as all hell.
Yeah.
But it was a good cover. And then there was a song by Prong back in the early 90s called Snap Your Finger, Snap Your Neck. They were done by a band called Grinspoon, who were Australian.
Really? That's who did that, huh?
Yeah, Grinspoon. They were an Australian band.
Wow.
No one, I mean, they had one album in America. Nobody knew who the hell they were. That was the first time I had ever heard them. I literally have every album there since then. I fucking love them. Yeah, I love them. I love them. But it came from a random. Yeah, Snap Your Finger, Snap Your Neck, Extreme Music Volume 1 is what they called it. And then the second one, which is also available here at probably CDs and tapes, is Anarchy Rocks. This is the second one. This one includes guys like Linkin Park, One Step Closer. They just used songs that were on the radio that they licensed. Some of them were hit and miss, like Now You Want Me by UPO. Alright, it existed.
It was a thing.
Static X had a song called Head, which was... The drum part is insane.
It's in my head. Yeah.
They did Super Beast by Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
they had almost like an electronic remix.
That's a great song.
That's a good wrestler anthem.
But and it was for Rhino.
Song.
It was for Rhino. And I'll say this.
Was it for Rhino?
It was for Rhino. But the thing is, Rob Zombie, I'll say this on the side here. Rob Zombie is the only guy I've ever heard that remixes his own music, and I still like it.
Oh,
I don't like remixes that much. I like that he can remix them. And
he had a whole album full of
his remixes are even good. I will give him credit for that because I'm like, this Super Beast, it's a remix of his own song and it's still good. So I'll give him credit.
I will
for that.
say, as long as he does it, singing Ramones songs.
Well, I'm gonna take
and making sequels to Halloween.
Making movies, kind of.
Now, see the Halloween ones. I mean, I still liked a lot of his.
Let's say
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah. Let's not get too far off about it.
Then, what I said here, then there was one called, this one really surprised me, a band called 1 Minute Silence, which I've never heard of before or since. Not that. But they did a song called Holy Man, which was James Mitchell's theme.
That makes
sense. Sinister Minister.
Yeah.
And I just
that makes sense.
Who's still working in TNA.
Yeah, he's still working in TNA. He does look like the devil. Like if the devil were a real person, he'd look like him.
I will say that is one of the best things about TNA is like as far as like I like
that phrase not going to be said very much.
Like there's a lot more opportunity for women wrestlers.
Absolutely,
really cool.
Yeah.
And one of my hugely favorite people is Rosemary in TNA.
Okay, yeah.
My daughter latched on to her. She's
she's
like the female Undertaker or the female Mankind.
Yeah, I can see it,
because they actually had a gimmick that people gave two shits about because it was so different.
Did you see what they did when they had her go to the Dark Realm and the Sinister Minister and like Allie, who's now in AEW, got killed? Because she was her soul was stolen, and oh my god, it was great.
Again,
the pageantry
because they actually had a character that people gave two shits about, and it was fucking cool.
And you know what's really cool about that? As you go back to deleting all the dumb shit and going back to the Hardys, because the Hardys, by having the whole, which I'll give him his music, it's weird and the piano playing.
I don't know, man. He's a very artistic guy, Jeff Hardy, and I'll give him all the.
He's the borderline between artistic and autistic.
Yeah, he's an artistic guy, and I'll give him.
Slowly lean,
but some of the
in
music,
the ring,
I don't
artistic. Outside of the ring, autistic.
Maybe it's not made for me. I don't know, but it's just weird. It's too weird. Like
because he's hesitant.
I'm experimenting a little bit, but it's what he's on. He's on crystal meth. And he writes a song that goes 12.
No, that's Jeff.
Jeff wrote the music. Yeah,
okay. I was saying.
He's talking about Matt.
He's on
Matt's
piano. He does like an 18-minute song. They cut it down to 6, and then he puts it out.
We're both talking about Jeff.
And his band Peroxide, which is spelled with weird letters.
Yeah, with the Y. Yeah. And it says
an umlaut.
WHY question mark in the middle of the damn word.
Yeah.
So now we're in a situation where you have this combination of two. You have studio produced. Jim Johnson was let go after many years. Yeah. They have a group called CFO $, which is the dumbest
CFO
thing
money.
I've ever heard.
CFO money.
Had some cool
it literally says CFO $. Right. That's what the fuck. Anyway, so these guys, but they're producing music. But they're producing it, but they're producing music.
Shinsei's pretty good.
Yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura, but they're producing music, but they're producing that sounds like real bands. They're not using, you know what I mean? Because like if you
didn't they
Gold
just
Dust,
recently,
Vader, and all this stuff, it was
they got fired recently.
No, they're still.
No, they're still there.
Yeah.
John Johnston got fired.
Well, he did, and then just recently, within the last, I want to say, a few months, because there was like, because all of a sudden, some of their produced stuff, was like Buddy Murphy and stuff like that,
I don't know.
came out to some like, what the fuck, and they would be calling them back for like, our bad, we got angry.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's the thing. But like that's the thing. So now you have that hybrid of the two. You still have, but it's produced in house, which WWE does, but. It's also, it sounds like real music. It doesn't sound like a wrestler theme.
Yeah.
Like Undisputed Era is a good example of that. It's a good song. And it's a good song that works, but it's and they own it, and it's there. But at the same time, it's still something that sounds like you can hear a band. Okay, you buy it as a regular song. So I think that's what's different now.
Another one is that I think just because it sounds so much like a real rock song is in NXT is Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa, yeah.
His
which he's sort of the anti.
No One Will Survive
because he was the anti. He didn't want music.
Yeah,
because he was going.
When he first went,
who does Randy Orton's song?
Randy Orton was Voices in My Head, or Voices, what they called it. Yeah, that was. Is he still using that one? Is that his
I believe so.
One? He used that one forever because he had the
Burning in My Light.
He had the Evolution one.
Yeah,
that was his one he used forever, and then he went to this Voices one, and I think he's still using that one.
Yeah.
It's all right. I mean, it's like a song that you can hear on the radio. Like, okay,
it's kind of reminds me in some ways of Cody's music in a way.
Yeah.
Not exactly, but like it has that same kind of. I don't know, modern rock anthem.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Well,
somebody a little heavier than Nickelback played it.
Yeah, anything is heavier than Nickelback. Okay, let's not.
Except for Side of a Bullet.
Let's not drag them into any of this. All right. That's gonna do it for this time. I thank you guys for coming out. Jake, you have anything you want to promote?
No, I'm just going to obviously plug our show, Hillbilly Therapy. Go and listen to that. Make sure you're downloading, liking not only the Hillbilly Therapy Facebook page, but obviously the Exploder page, and just support podcasts.
Yes,
just as a whole. If you're listening to this like on Spotify or iTunes and stuff, go and subscribe to things like Exploder, Hillbilly Therapy, and all the other Zombie Takeover podcasts.
There's a lot of podcasts.
Yes, there's a lot of podcasts for a little bit, especially for people like us that, we like a wide range of things.
Yeah.
Go on and listen to the other shit. If you're sitting here listening to this, go off and listen to some of the other stuff and help support these artists that are doing this for free to help you guys, enjoy whatever you're doing right now.
Yeah, from horror movies to wrestling to music to, I mean, the
Area
not only there's like the crappy B movies. There's the actual horror movies. There's all kinds of conspiracy theories, whatever you
underground music.
ZTOTV,
like our wonderful one over here.
The Gromy Show, which features a lot of local bands and all this stuff. All at ZTO, so check them out. Kevin, is there anything you'd like to promote before we head out?
I have to be careful what I say on music and media. I don't know if some of you know or not, but I got in trouble for saying certain things, so lost a job and shit over it. So.
Okay.
I'll just say, you Letitgo, Cursive Zee. There's some merchandise up on the internet and the webs and stuff.
Buy that
hopefully
shit.
They'll come out with a porno video pretty soon.
Well, we can all dream.
No, I don't know.
It's already out.
Yeah.
Ray J's free.
Yeah. Right.
Oh God, he's always free.
No, just come out and watch bands. Come out to Gromies. I'm trying to get some local bands out to some of these other bars around here. To
support your local artists.
Get some
no matter
more,
what they do.
more original rock instead of jukebox heroes.
Yeah.
That's gonna be stuck in my head the rest of the night.
You got stars in your eyes, right?
With that, we are gonna close the second live taping of Exploder. I want to thank my guests for showing up. Thank Frank for producing this. Thank all you guys for sitting there and listening to us ramble about music and all that stuff. And for the live crowd, stick around. Gromy Show is coming up. We have a live band here. It's going to be great. And for anyone else out watching, thank you for your time. My name's Dan. This is Exploder. Have a good one.
ZTOTV podcasts. Please listen to our sad conversations.